confidence. I can do this. The words scatter in disorderly fashion in the foundations of my eager conscience. Breezes passing by unleash billions of goosebumps on the surface of my flesh. I taste the air. My eyes are tightly shut. When will I hit the hardwood? Finally, I'm there. My left hand's fingertips clutch the rim as I dunk the basketball. The stadium rocks as the fans scream my name in awe. I own the dunk contest. I am the greatest.
Self-expression and an understanding of language is the basic currency that we all use every day to interact with everybody. I mean, producing writers is one thing, but producing people who understand the written word and its importance is just an important thing for society in general.
Kids are writing about their home life or violence that they see on the streets or something funny that they heard on TV, and they're just, I don't know, putting it all out there for us to be a part of.
This building, this Mighty Writers building, really belongs to the kids. They feel it's theirs, it's their home. They make the ground rules.
Talking on the phone with parents, reminding them about workshops. They just so excited and oftentimes write letters and call in and just express their gratitude for the program. One, giving their child somewhere to go after school, and then nourishing and kind of pushing them intellectually to be better writers.
All of our workshops do use a project-based learning model, which means that they end with a final product that the kids are responsible for and that they really help bring to fruition. So if it's a newspaper, if it's a small anthology, if it's a blog, whatever that final product is, it's something that they can show for themselves at the end of the experience.
Our goal is to teach kids to write with clarity so that they can not only write compositions for school, but they can learn how to write a job application, how to write a resume, how to write a letter, asking for a job or to get into college or get into a trade school of some sort.
When the workshop had, became like familiar to us, we knew that if he had this kind of this place to go to, that we were onto something in terms of having him retool and learn how to structure improved writing.
It's really great to see how open and honest they are in their writing, and I think that they're just putting themselves out there in such a brave way, and it's really rare to see kids so young be so truthful.
And they're able to think on their feet and speak on their feet, and they form relationships with kids from other schools and other neighborhoods they didn't know previously, and they learn about the city in ways that they wouldn't if they didn't come here.
The way that the education system is set up, sometimes it's hard for kids to really get a handle on using words in a way growing in command of words in a way that allows them to interact better with society. I think that by teaching kids to read better and to write better, you're actually making better citizens.
The volunteers and the tutors at Mighty Writers are the muscle of the program. Without them, we couldn't get through this. Some come every day, some come a couple days a week, some come a couple days a month.
What we're creating are mentorships. The kids are invested in meeting them, in interacting with them, in finding out what interests our volunteers have, and that in turn motivates the students to become writers themselves.
The kids are lively. I especially like working with the older kids because they have more questions about what's going on, even about what you're doing and what you're like.
I really liked the kids' willingness to be here and the parent involvement. One of the other organizations I worked in, the kids didn't really want to stay after school so much. It was a lot like pulling teeth. We often chased them down the halls to get them to show up. And so these kids just come running in the door and really want to be here and really have a lot of energy and excitement that they bring to the table every day.
Like, I can have full-blown conversations about different characters and books that they've read, and they're actually very interesting. I'm trying to think about where I was at that point, or was I that far, because they're so intelligent.
I think that this place is so great, but it can only serve so many kids. And for it to keep growing, we're going to need to expand on to other centers and bring the mission to other neighborhoods.
It's a great program where it's focused on writing, and we don't have a lot of programs that's focused on writing for youth.
A program like this is important because it broadens the youngsters' horizons. They learn how to write properly and express their feelings on paper. And it's just wonderful.
I envision the future of Mighty Writers as continual growth, a few neighborhood spaces in Philadelphia.
We'd like to open up 2 more centers within the next year, one in West Philadelphia and one in North Philadelphia. We see how well this works, and we like to replicate the program in neighborhoods that need it just as much as this particular neighborhood does.
As a West Philadelphia resident, I sort of envious about the fact that the South Philadelphia kids get a handle on it and the West Philadelphia kids don't.
I'd love for them to expand into other communities and be able to share that same excitement and love of writing with other people.
My favorite writers, I have a bunch of different favorite writers.
As a kid, I read a lot of James Baldwin and Bernard Malamud.
I love poetry, so I love Langston Hughes.
Jodi Picoult, I read My Sister's Keeper, and I think I've read about 8 of her other books.
In college, it was definitely Virginia Woolf.
For everyday concerns, I'm a big Junot Diaz fan.
And I like a lot of the writers that write for Mighty Writers. There's a kid named Fatah Stones who makes me laugh out loud every time I read his writing.
The insights that they can offer can teach us a lot, and that they can often tell us more than writers who have been trained more formally in the discipline.